Ups on tour, Julia Reed-Nichols and Andrew Thorpe. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you for having us.
So you're here in Jackson because you're ready to put on a show tomorrow night.
Yes, we came all the way from Vegas just to party in Jackson tomorrow night.
Wow. So if we all thought it's hot in Jackson, you're coming from a place that's even hotter.
Yeah, one of our performers left Vegas 2 days ago. It was 108 degrees, and it's just going to keep getting hotter from there.
I was watching The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel, and there are some shows in that series that remind me of what you guys do.
Yeah, so I'm basically Midge Maisel, if you want to know like what I do, except I sing a little more and I dance a little more, but very, very similar.
You sound like her.
Yes, exactly. A little less New York, but yes. So that's essentially what it is. What you saw in the third season, it's vaudeville, it's burlesque, it's all stuff you would have seen touring around the country through the 1930s, through the 1950s, all live entertainment. It's a lot of fun.
When people hear the term pinup girls, they think about, it's from calendars, right?
Yeah.
That's where it came from?
Calendars, or they used to paint them on the side of airplanes to inspire the military as they were, overseas during World War II. That's really where we get our inspiration from, is those kind of pinups that inspired our soldiers.
Andrew, you are not a pinup girl.
That's correct. Yeah, I do keep my suit on most of the time. And I get to do some stand-up as well as a couple of songs. And then I get to pick up a lot of the costumes that come off, which is a lot of fun. Yeah, I was doing that anyway, and she's like, "You're hired."
You're hired, bring it on.
So are you like the Bob Hope of the USO tour kind of thing?
That's a very kind way to put it. Yes. I wish I could be as great as Bob Hope. Yeah.
And Julia, you actually are from, Julia is from Jackson.
Yeah, I grew up on Washington, just like right over there. So just downtown over there, yeah.
But you bring this all over the country.
We've been to 47 states with our show. This is our very first time bringing it to Jackson. We've been to Michigan before, but this is our very first time doing a show here. So it feels really good to bring a show back to our hometown, and everyone can kind of see what I've been up to for the past, 10 years.
So all your family and friends, they should be in the audience.
They should be. People in Jackson that, no, just kidding. They're coming out. They're coming out. It's actually been really fun to see people who I haven't seen in maybe 18 years since high school, like buying tickets for the show. It's really fun to be like, oh, Mom, I'm going to see this person, it's great.
The theme, it says family friendly, but then it says 18 plus.
It is not family friendly.
Not
I don't know
family
who told you that.
Okay.
We are, by Vegas standards, we're G-rated. By everywhere else, we're 18 up. I always say we're PG-13 plus. Truthfully, nothing you see in our show is going to be anything you can't see on national TV. You saw it on Mrs. Maisel if you watched that show. But it's an adult show, and it's adult jokes. So, find a babysitter, leave the kids at home, and come out and have a fun night with us.
When and where can people see the show?
Yeah, so we're going to be at Art 364. It's going to be right here downtown, and it's going to be Thursday the 16th. Doors are at 6 p.m., shows at 7 p.m., and it's free for veterans and active duty to attend, and we keep it really low cost for everyone else, and they can get their tickets on our website.
Andrew, is this show set during a certain period? Are we going to get the feeling like we've stepped back in time at this event?
It's a World War II era themed show. So, you're stepping back there where the morale was high. I could have a couple of martinis as a nightcap. It's perfect. Yeah.
So, is your comedy routine, is it set in the 40s or 50s?
I did a lot of research watching Dean Martin do some stand-up and Bob Hope and things. But there's timely jokes. We have modernized a little bit of it as well. So I've got some jokes a little bit more present day. But really, she's the funniest one in the whole show.
Oh, thank you.
I went to Second City for years, and she gets more laughs than I do any day of the week. So.
Oh yeah, I got all my training in Jackson, so that's why.
From Second City, are you able to do improv, or is it all scripted?
We do have some fun things that happen during the show. There might be something fun that an audience member says, or you might have a costume mishap, or we call it a happy accident.
Happy accident.
So we get to do a little improv in there for sure.
When I think about clips I've seen of these types of shows, the audience is really engaged. In fact, there's participation. Do you guys do that as well?
Yeah, there's no fourth wall in our show. You are involved the entire time. We're there to have a good time with you, not just perform for you. There's games throughout the show. There's parts where we bring you up on stage. There's parts where we come out into the audience. So if you don't want to get involved, we're probably not the show for you.
Your show is a fundraiser so that you can provide this to veterans for free across the country.
Yeah. We do family-friendly versions of our show inside VA hospitals and nursing homes. People ask us about that all the time. No burlesque inside the VAs. They would not let us do that. So we keep it very family-friendly, all stuff that veterans are going to recognize.
How do you define burlesque and vaudeville? How does that, give us examples of what that is on stage in your show?
Yeah, so I mean, burlesque in and of itself is an art form where people might be taking things off, a glove, a skirt, sometimes a bra. You know, a lot of stuff kind of comes off in it. And I guess it's the fundamental part of burlesque. But what makes it so different than a traditional striptease is that there's always a story behind it. There's always good movement behind it. It's less about turning the audience on as it is entertaining them with this classic art form. It's so much fun, and if people haven't seen it, they're going to fall completely in love.
And Andrew, you come from a background in comedy. You mentioned Second City.
Yeah.
Vegas, you've been performing. What's your background? What are you doing? What's the rest of your career like outside of pinups?
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm a teacher at Second City currently. So I get to teach kids stand-up, sketch comedy, improv, and then I also work for Second City helping with the on-demand classes. And when I'm not doing that, I'm a boxing judge. So
Really?
Yeah. So,
Jack of all trades.
Absolutely. So I'm dodging punches from people that I work with, as well as people that don't like the way I scored their fights.
Well, I think Second City has had some legendary fights.
Yeah, there's been some infighting. We try to keep that under wraps, but books keep getting written about it.
Personalities, creative personalities. What are you going to do?
Right.
It's ego. You've got to balance ego. Now, you brought some photos from the show, from the tour, so let's...
Did we? Oh, yeah, yes.
Yeah.
Let's look at them.
Let's take a look. So they claim.
So they claim. That's okay. I get it. I do that all the time. I promise things.
Yeah. All right. Well, this is an artist's rendering.
Yeah, that's our poster live from Las Vegas. If you see that around town, that's advertising our show. That's what you're going to want to keep a lookout for. Yeah.
It's Andrew, second from left.
Yeah, that's his idea. They each kind of represent a different gal.
Okay.
I think this is music out of JCC, which is awesome. Well, it's not JCC anymore. It's
No,
Jackson College now. When I have a degree from JCC, so I'm like, it's JCC. Oh, this is me in my martini glass. Yeah, so there's a big 5-foot-tall martini glass that I get into in a sparkly costume. Highlight of the show, I like to say.
I agree. I absolutely agree.
This is going to be in the big showroom at Art 634?
Mm-hmm. Yes,
Okay.
yes. Mm-hmm.
The founder of this...
This is Jade. She's actually a female Navy veteran who also juggles. She's not in the show in Jackson, but she is phenomenal. Look her up online. She also does lyra and tightrope walking. She's amazing.
The founder is actually you.
I am the founder, yeah. I am the founder. Yeah.
How did it come about? How did you invent this?
Yeah, it started as a volunteer project in 2015. I was living in LA. I had a lot of free time on my hands because I was auditioning as an actor, not working very much.
Waitressing?
It didn't even have to waitress, just auditioned a lot.
Ah.
And then I found burlesque and I started volunteering, and it all grew out of a volunteer project.
And this has been performed, the family-friendly version, in veterans' homes and VA hospitals.
Yes.
How's it received? What people that might have actually been at a real live show like this back in the day, are they getting it? Is it?
Yeah, music has a way of transporting people back in time. We have songs in our show that people have told me remind me of people they've loved and lost. We have songs in our show that people say, oh my gosh, that was the first song I heard when I got back from deployment. And music has a way of connecting people with a time period that nothing else does. And that's what we really love, is just reminding people of a patriotism that existed in our country.
Oh, yes. That's reminiscent of the famous kiss in Times Square.
Yeah, that is one of our original cast members, Buddy and Siren Noir. Buddy was actually a 10-year Navy veteran who taught himself to tap dance on a submarine.
No kidding.
Yeah, yeah.
What else can you do on a
and now
submarine?
he's joining NASA. Like, now he's getting his master's in robotics or something and joining NASA. So, you know, he's clearly a smart gentleman. We got him for a few years, though.
Imagine how that tap dancing on the submarine must have echoed through the whole ship.
Yeah, they did it because of sound checks. They have like sound checks on subs for the sonars, and he would like do it as part of the sound checks. Yeah.
Are you dancer too, Andrew?
No, again, I've auditioned. I'm still working up to get in one of the dance roles, but mostly I do singing and stand up.
How big is the show? How many people are on stage?
Yeah, so any show that we do across the country has usually between like 4 and 6 performers. Overall, we have 30 across the nation or so, maybe a few more, maybe a few less. So it always mixes up depending on who you're going to get. But I think we have 4 people in tomorrow's show.
And,
Yeah.
and Julia, you might recognize from her years as a contestant in the Rose Queen pageant.
Yes, I did the Rose Queen pageant for many years. I feel like everything I did in Jackson isn't around anymore. The Rose Queen pageant,
Well, it's
Jackson
still-
Community College.
No,
it's
all
still
here.
around?
Yeah,
Oh, good.
Everything's
good.
still here. Nothing's
Good.
left.
Okay,
We don't stop doing
We
anything.
don't stop doing anything. Good. Okay, good. Yeah, I did that. I was also a cheerleader at Jackson High School. Yeah, so it's all, I love coming home. I love seeing the people that, allowed me to perform for the first time in public. Like the Rose Queen pageants, where I learned to do interviews, and now I do press interviews all across the country. And if it wasn't for them, I would have never have had that training.
And it's great training for performing too, in addition to the interviews.
Exactly, yeah. But trust me, learning how to talk has made me far more money than learning how to sing. I'll say that over the years.
And even though you're the founder of the show, you're also a performer in the show.
I am, yeah. You don't get me every time, but this tour you get me this summer, yeah.
Yeah, well, it's
You
your
guys are
hometown.
lucky, yeah.
Now you still have family around that.
So yeah, my parents moved out of Jackson a few years ago. They are snowbirds and went down to Texas. They couldn't take the winters anymore. But yeah, I have family still in the area. I have cousins in the area. Obviously, tons of people I went to high school with. My best friend's in the green room right now. So it's been great to connect with everybody.
Great to have you guys here. I hope you have a wonderful show.
Yeah, thank you.
If people want to go, how do they get tickets?
Yeah, you can get it online at pinupsontour.com. We will have tickets available at the door as well. Again, veterans and active duty attend for free. Everybody else, super low cost. We keep tickets starting at $20, so we hope to see you guys there.
Fun. It's at Art 634, Thursday night. Doors open at 6, and the show begins at 7 p.m. Have a great show.
Thank you so much, Bert.
Yeah, thanks for bringing the show to Jackson.
Our pleasure.
The founder of the group, Pinups on Tour, Jackson's own Julia Reed Nichols, along with Second City comedian and singer Andrew Thorpe.
Yeah.